Hello, welcome. I'm Kevin Morita, and this is my presentation on Alaska Airlines SWOT analysis for Avia 314 Principles of Aviation Administration at Liberty University. In this presentation, I will discuss company structure, what is SWOT, SWOT analysis for Alaska Airlines, financial metric analysis, and I will have references. Okay, company structure. There are four executives, starting with the Chief Executive Officer, who is Ben Minicucci. He's got tons of aviation experience. He's been with Alaska Airlines for 17 years. Um, he's served 14 years with the Canadian Armed Forces, and in March 31st, 2021, became the CEO of Alaska Airlines. Next, we have Chief Operating Officer is Constance Van Meulen. She's got over 30 years of aviation experience. She was a Black Hawk captain for the U.S. Army. Next, we have Chief Commercial Officer is Andrew Harrison. He's been with Alaska Airlines since 2003. And Chief Financial Officer of Shane Tackett, who's been with Alaska Airlines since 2000. There are 6 senior vice presidents and 14 vice presidents of Alaska Airlines, all with various jobs, other duties. And on the board of directors, they have 14 members. So, what is SWOT? SWOT is a strategic planning and management technique used to help a person or organization identify strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats related to business competition or project planning. SWOT, you have strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Strengths are critical success factors, competitive advantage. You want to find ways to utilize and build on these strengths. For weaknesses, it's a disadvantage. You want to find what weaknesses there are and work on it. Find out what's going wrong with the company here. Opportunities, openings in the market, market fluctuations and trends. You want to find an opportunity, which one is right for the time. And then threats, you want to identify threats you can counteract based on your strengths and weaknesses. Here I have a SWOT analysis diagram for Alaska Airlines. We'll be discussing the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Strengths and weaknesses are internal factors. Opportunities and threats are external. Strengths and opportunities are positive, and weaknesses and threats are negative. So, strengths of Alaska Airlines, they're the 5th largest U.S. airline, so they're no small fish. They're not going to get pushed around. They're not going anywhere. Also, their success over many decades um, shows their resilience. They're attributable to their people, their business model, and their commitment to a sustainable long-term growth. They also have a low-cost, low-overhead structure. Um, so, because of low overhead, they're able to provide a low cost. If you look at the major airlines, the 3 major airlines, their costs are pretty pricey. When you take that and you look at a low cost carrier, Alaska Airlines cost structure is closer to a low cost carrier, so they're able to provide excellent service at a low cost. Another strength is their quick action. With COVID-19, Alaska Airlines took quick action. We were able to preserve cash by reducing flying across their network, removing fixed and discretionary cost to the greatest extent possible. They were able to access $5 billion in private placement offerings, government funds, loans, and the sale of 10 Airbus aircraft. Moving on from there, they were able to provide a safe environment for their passengers and their employees, launching their next level care initiative where they have over 100 safety measures. Weaknesses of Alaska Airlines, international flying. They're currently flying only in North America, some flying into Canada and some into Mexico. It's a big world out there. They can tap into the international flying market. So that would be a weakness. Also, their aircraft, their 737s, are great for what they do now, but if they do decide to expand to international flying, some longer flights, they'll probably need to upgrade their aircraft to something a little bit more comfortable and that can do the longer flights. Pilot attrition is another weakness. Pilots are moving on to other companies, or their regional airline pilots are either going to Alaska Airlines or going to other companies, so they're going to need to continue to hire pilots, and it's a tough industry out there. Opportunities with COVID-19 putting a damper on travel. The more that we have vaccinations and people are getting vaccinated, there are going to be less travel restrictions. So now there are going to be more opportunities for Alaska Airlines to continue with their business and pushing out travel. And then travel anticipation of people who have been cooped up at home all the last couple of years. They want to get out there and start traveling. So those are opportunities. Threats. COVID-19 is the biggest threat. Alaska Airlines reduced their flying to 33% of their normal flying. So 2020 they took a big loss. Other threats are vaccine mandates. It's going to be hard for them to get the employees. I mean, everybody's seen that, where people aren't wanting to work or get vaccinated. So it's going to be tough to get those the staffing that they need. And then the obvious competition. So not only are they dealing with COVID-19, but they do have other airlines to compete with. So I got a financial metric analysis. We're going to do a ratio of net profits to net worth for Alaska Airlines. This ratio provides the owners with a measure of earning power of their investments, and owners' return should be approximately 10 to 20%. So looking at the Form 10K that came out ending December 31st, 2020, Alaska Airlines net profits were at a negative $1.324 billion, and their net worth was $2.988 billion. So that equates to a negative 44.3%. So not so great due to COVID. But I decided to look at their quarterly report. So their most recent 10Q report from ending September 30th, 2021. And then so far in 2021, Alaska Airlines net profits were $460 million. Net worth was $3.531 billion. So a return of 13% on investment there. So it's getting better. So my references, I utilized Alaska Airlines financial information page section of their website. I pulled their Form 10K and Form 10Q. Also, I utilized Essentials of Aviation Management, Chapter 7, for my financial metric analysis. Well, that's my presentation on Alaska Airlines SWOT analysis. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.